Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Kilby with Culpeper County 4-H. Today we're going to do a lesson on one of my favorite things for fall, and that's pumpkins. Pumpkins are a wonderful fall project that you guys can do. You can plant them in the summer, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But as you can see with the pumpkins that are around me, pumpkins come in many different shapes, sizes, colors. Even some of them have textures and patterns to them. So they're really a beautiful creation. Just like us, they are each unique in their own way. And I have a lot of different varieties here in my backyard that you guys are seeing today. We have some that are green, and we have our typical orange ones that you usually think of. We have a lighter color green, and we have different colored white ones. We have some that are kind of like a reddish orange. And then we even have ones over here. This one is called a teddy bear, where it's this pink peach color, and you can see the texture on it. It has all these knots and bumps, and this came from a type of pumpkin we call a knucklehead that has all these bumps. They're crossed to give us these different colors, different sizes, different patterns. This one almost looks black in its coloring. So let's talk about a pumpkin. When we look in this white one, this is called a snowball. Our white ones are usually Cinderella, and they got their name from the storybook Cinderella, where her carriage is turned into a pumpkin. And then these small little white ones are snowballs, and of course we can kind of guess the name with that because packing snow in our next season, winter, we have those tight small snowballs. So when we open a pumpkin up, we have all of this pulp, the flesh that we eat and we can make yummy treats out of, and then we have the seeds, and we actually can eat the seeds also. And the seed is where our story begins. So I'm going to take one seed out of this little pumpkin that I cut open, and you can see this is the size of the seed. It's very small. It's large compared to some of our flower seeds, but it's still small in perspective of things. So our story starts with a seed, and of course with all things, what do our seeds need in order to grow? So we start with the pumpkin seed, and then we have to have sunlight, we have to have soil or dirt to put that seed in, and then we have to have water. So if it's not raining, we have to remember that we have to water them. And of course we have to have patience, we have to have time. And over the course of about 2 weeks or less, we have a sprout, a pumpkin sprout, and that's what we call a baby plant. So we have these two first tiny leaves, and then you can see that they grow and they start to produce more leaves that look more like what a pumpkin leaf is. So our fruits grow on trees, bushes, and vines, and a pumpkin actually is a fruit. It's a fall fruit. And a pumpkin grows on a vine, which means that it stretches out across the ground. It doesn't grow up. So as that pumpkin sprout is growing, it turns into that vine, which stretches across the ground, and the leaves get bigger and bigger as it grows also. And then as it's growing, the next stage in the life cycle of a pumpkin is a beautiful one. It's called the flower. We have to have that pumpkin flower, which we can see here peeking through the picture of that vine. And a pumpkin flower is an orange color, and it has points to it. And of course the main thing would be, just like any of our other flowers, the center. It has that pollen. So just like our flowers need pollinators, our gardens need pollinators also. We need to have bees and butterflies to transfer that pollen from one flower to another, just like this bee's doing here in that picture. So that flower gets pollinated and it will turn into a pumpkin. So as our flower starts to close up, if it's been pollinated, at the bottom we start to see a small green pumpkin starts to grow, and it starts out very small. And our fruits and vegetables start out green as they're growing, and then they turn a color to tell us when they are ready to be harvested, ready to be picked. So the flower dries up and we're left with that small green pumpkin as it's growing and growing. And then we can see it starts, if we're going to have an orange pumpkin, it starts to turn a yellow color. And then when it's ready to be picked off the vine, it turns that orange color to let us know that it's done growing. So when we think about pumpkins, we think about them in the fall. But what are some things that we can do with pumpkins? There's lots of different things. More commonly, we think of we can paint the face or the surface that's skin color with a beautiful picture. Some might put stickers on them. We even carve them, where I started here, where we take the top off and we scoop out all that pumpkin pulp, all the seeds, and then we cut a face and you can put a light in it and it shows. But we can do things with them besides visually. We can eat things out of them too. We can roast seeds. How many of you have ever had pumpkin seeds where we can roast them and they become a nice crunchy snack? Or the flesh, the inside of the pumpkin, that's what we use to make things too. We can make delicious treats like pumpkin pancakes, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin bread, pumpkin soup. There's lots of different things that we can do with those pumpkins. And more commonly, people think of pumpkin pie, especially around Thanksgiving time, is when we would have those yummy treats too. So if we're going to plant pumpkins, we save those seeds, we dry them out, and we usually plant pumpkins in the summertime. I always think of around the 4th of July or a few weeks after is when I need to plant pumpkins. Probably not thinking of pumpkins in July when it's really hot or we're enjoying fireworks and different activities in the summertime, but that's the perfect time so they have that nice warm heat. We have our pollinators out because remember, they're not usually around when it's cold outside because the flowers, their food source is gone and they don't like the cold. So in the summertime, it's the perfect time to plant those seeds and then watch them grow. And then now we can reap the benefits of our harvest and we can decorate outside and make all those yummy treats. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson on the life cycle of a pumpkin and all the different varieties that we have here. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Stay tuned. We'll have some wonderful pumpkin stories coming also on our YouTube channel. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.